Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Today on Collection Lessons, I want to talk about importance of saving. This is part of my collection lesson series. Anything I say on this channel is not anything advice, and let's get going. So I want to talk about the importance of saving because a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. I know I've been in that situation. It's not fun. I've been house poor, that type of thing. There's an actual like mindset psychology about saving that I want to kind of get into, and where I learned this and where this kind of comes from is someone like Dave Ramsey, right? He calls it the baby steps. And in Dave Ramsey, I know I talked about him in another video, but he's, in my opinion, one of the very greatest of handling money and that type of thing. And it's more than just money, of course, right? So in his baby steps, in step one, you were supposed to save $1,000. And then you go on to like paying off debts in the next steps, and then after that, then you get a 3 to 6 month emergency fund, that type of thing. But I want to talk about the importance of the first 1,000, and that has to do with if you can trust yourself with $1,000 that you're not going to spend, you can trust yourself with more, and you can increasingly, increase this amount and gain trust in yourself, as well as it's more of a mindset thing, right? The whole debt thing, like I explained many times, is debt is basically a mindset, right? It's like if you have access to money, chances are people will find ways to access that money. It's kind of like I forget what that effect is called, where it's like if you have 2 weeks to do an assignment for work, chances are you're gonna do it in the last like 2 days, right? Because you know the timeline. But where this comes into play is, and there was another good talk that I watched. I forget where it was. It was on TED Talks or whichever. But the idea is you take $1,000 and you take it out of the ATM and you put it in your pocket, right? You put it in your pocket. Now, this is a pocket. You put it in your pocket. And the idea of putting it in your pocket and then going out, like, you don't want to get robbed, of course, any of that. But like the idea of putting $1,000 in your pocket and just walking around with $1,000 through tempting times, such as a mall, right? If you take your $1,000 and you walk through a huge mall like West End Mall or whichever mall is biggest in your area, even, I don't know, but like if you walk through a mall where there's lots of tempting things such as food, clothes, stuff, electronics, for me, I love electronics, books, whatever you're into, if you can walk past them and be like, oh, there's a good deal, but I'm not going to spend my $1,000, right? It's that, like, it's like a self-fulfilling feeling, and I don't know how to describe it any better other than if you can avoid the tempting times because you have a planned budget, like, and that's another thing, is $1,000 usually comes with some sort of budget that you have. Creating a budget is great, but having money and not spending it is so much more powerful, because it's kind of like you hear like people that win the lottery. I know I didn't draw this diagram. This is going to be a mall. What kind of mall is that? It's a mushroom mall, but this is supposed to be like a mall with like a big billboard that says like mall, right? But anyway, so the idea that I'm trying to aim for here, I guess, is it's kind of like when people with $1,000 and then they, let's say, or people that live paycheck to paycheck, people that live paycheck to paycheck, if they win the lottery, chances are, if they're not able to even save the first 1,000, they're going to go back to broke, right? It's a statistical thing that was done. Research was done where if you take all the money in the world, distribute it, evenly across, the same people, eventually the money flows back to the rich people that, know about saving and investing, and then people that live paycheck to paycheck end up spending it on, liabilities or whichever, that they just blew the money and now they're living paycheck to paycheck again. It was an interesting study. If you want to look at that, I would suggest Googling it. But basically, if you can save $1,000 and you can trust yourself with $1,000, then do it for $2,000, right? And then if you can trust yourself with $2,000 and not being tempted to, spend, and I know some mindsets and some personalities are more savers and some are more spenders. That's the personality kind of trait. But if you can trust yourself with $1,000 and go to the mall, and then you can trust yourself with $2,000 and go to the mall, you can trust yourself with 10,000, right? And somewhere in here, the money number gets insignificant, right? And then it's just more a trait of saving. and then realizing, you know, your personal values come from all of this. You know, if you were to funnel all of this into a funnel, this is a giant funnel, it's like, this is one of the steps to becoming wealthy, right? And I know a lot of people want to be wealthy. I want to be wealthy. I always want to be wealthy. But it kind of is one of the first steps. If you can't break the habit of being paycheck to paycheck, chances are you're not going to get the wealth that you want, right? And there was another talk that I listened to where I think it was with Jim Rohn, and he talked about your paycheck, your balance, your account balance. When you go to the bank, you see account balance. Your number here is based on your reasons. If you don't have enough reasons for this to go up, it's not going to go up. If you don't have any reasons to make it 1,000, it's not going to be 1,000. See, your account balance is kind of psychologically linked to your reasons. You know, reasons. If you don't have enough reasons to increase it, if you don't, like, you know, a reason that I want to increase mine is because I want to take, you know, my kids out camping every year. I want it to become like a family event, right? I want to have a cabin. This is where kind of dream building gets into it, like your why. I'll go into another video of like your why. But like, it's like, if you don't have enough reasons to increase your account balance, it's not going to increase, right? It's interesting if you think of it all psychologically, rather than a lot of people, and even myself included, and before I even started learning about stuff, is I was very numbers based. It's like, the numbers don't make sense. Why? Right? And I know I was talking to some friends and such about like a $50 or $100 fun money per month type of pool. And every month, you know, I get $50 that I can blow on whatever I want. Fun things. It's fun money, fun coupons, right? And the idea of it is because it's a psychological effect of keeping me going so that my account balance can grow because I have more reasons, because I learn more, and it becomes like a huge loop. And just the importance of saving and understanding that, along with, you know, the previous video of taking a pay cut, because so many people are taking pay cuts, you know, eventually your expenses are going to outgrow your pay, right? And it's like, you have decisions then. Do I look at, you know, investing? Do I start a business? Do I switch jobs? Do I go back to school? Do I change careers? And that's just some people's decisions they're going to have to make. But anyway, this is what I want to show about the importance of savings. If you could save $1,000, if you can just get your balance to 1,000, chances are you're gonna, you know, then you can be handled with 2 and 10, and then when you win the lottery, if you do win the lottery, you can be handling $1 million and not lose it, right? And if your account balance isn't what you want it to be, it's because you don't have enough reasons. So I want to share that with this video. Thank you, and talk soon.